Urban Legends, Arkansas. Highway 365. Years ago, a young man was driving down Arkansas 365 south of Little Rock when he saw a young girl on the roadside. He offered to give her a lift and draped his coat over her shoulders because she was cold and soaked from the rain. She gave him directions to her house. When the young man got out of the car, he walked around to the other side to help her out of her seat, but no one was there. Confused, the man walked up to the house and knocked on the door. A woman answered and he explained what had occurred. She said, "That young girl is my daughter, who was killed years ago. She hitchhikes back home once a year." The young man then drove to the cemetery to see the young girl's grave. There he found his coat draped over her tombstone. Urban Legends, Arkansas. The state capitol building. You wouldn't think there is anything spooky about a state capitol building. That is until you hear what it was built on, and that the Arkansas State Capitol as we know it today was built on the grounds of the former Arkansas State Penitentiary during the excavation of the foundation around 1899. Long-forgotten rotten wood coffins were unearthed, revealing the remains of the state's past criminals. These days in the basement, disembodied voices have been heard. The 1932 tragedy of Representative Ira Gurley being crushed to death by the Capitol's south elevator has been tied to the same elevator acting of its own accord. Visitors and state employees have reported seeing a woman dressed in dated clothing floating down the marble staircases. Hornibrook House, also known as the Empress of Little Rock, was originally built as the most extravagant dwelling in the state by wealthy salon keeper James Hornibrook. The house currently operates as the Empress of Little Rock, a luxury bed and breakfast. Several paranormal encounters had been witnessed by former owner Robert Blair, workers and guests. Blair saw an out-of-time dressed gentleman, complete with top hat, floating down the stairs. While restoring the secret poker room in the attic, hired painter Timmy Watts found himself locked out, even though no handle or lock was on the door yet. When he returned with a screwdriver to let himself back in, Watts saw that the door was now open and the same image of a man that Blair previously witnessed appeared before him. Here is a bridge few would dare walk across at night. Cotter Bridge in Cotter, Arkansas, has had many reports of hauntings. The bridge was built back in the 1930s, and it is believed that 4 prisoners that were tasked with building the bridge passed away during construction. On this bridge at night, people have reported seeing a ghostly woman who was being chased by hounds. There have also been ghosts of children spotted playing on the train tracks below. People have heard disembodied footsteps and the sounds of a baby crying when there was no baby around. Would you walk the bridge at night? One of the most famous Arkansas urban legends is the Gurdon lights in Gurdon, Arkansas. The sightings take place on an abandoned railroad track. The light people see in this area at night that seems to travel on the railroad tracks goes to the story of a railroad worker who fell on the tracks. A train was coming, and he couldn't get off the tracks in time. He was hit by the train and it severed his head. People say at night, when the light appears, it is the man walking the train track looking for his head. Unlike some of other Arkansas hauntings, the Gurdon light is a present phenomenon and not something that's only been seen in the past. It's been seen on television, photographed by tourists, and generally accepted as existing. The mystery isn't whether it exists or not. The mystery is what exactly the light is. Old Malco Theater in Hot Springs, Arkansas. When a magic act goes wrong, during a performance in the 1880s, a woman from the audience disappeared during a magic show production and was never seen again. Ever since then, there have been reports of the theater being haunted. The ghost of a glowing woman has been seen in the theater basement. Objects move around by themselves, and screams come out of the empty theater. Would you visit this place? The Lady in Black sounds like it originated from a modern-day story of Romeo and Juliet, but with a darker and creepier ending. This story took place in Arkadelphia, where there are 2 big rival universities, Anderson State University and Ouachita Baptist University. The legend goes back 100 years to the 1920s. A boy named Josh from Henderson was dating a girl named Jane that went to Ouachita. He was threatened by his friends that they could not be his friends because his girlfriend went to a rival school. Josh caved and broke up with Jane right before homecoming. She was heartbroken, so she put on a black dress and a black veil, then jumped off a cliff and died. She is now spotted at least once a year around homecoming. People have reported her walking across campus in search of the boy that made Josh break up with her. She has also been spotted in the halls of the dorm she lived in. What do you think of these urban legends? Do you think any of them are real? Do you know of any other urban legends you would like to share in the comments section?